In the first part of our series on negotiation, we covered the basics, laying a solid foundation for understanding the essential principles and techniques every entrepreneur needs to succeed. As you may have realized, effective negotiation is both an art and a science, requiring knowledge, strategic thinking, and tactical execution. In this second part, we will explore the advanced strategies and tactics that can enhance your negotiation skills. Whether you are negotiating with clients, suppliers, employees, or investors, mastering these advanced techniques will help you secure better deals, build stronger relationships, and achieve your business goals more efficiently. Throughout this video, we will explore how to develop a robust negotiation strategy, employ advanced tactics, and leverage psychological insights to gain an edge in negotiations. By understanding and applying these strategies and tactics, you will be better equipped to handle complex negotiations and emerge with favorable outcomes. Here's what we will cover in this video. Developing a negotiation strategy, crafting a detailed plan that outlines your objectives, priorities, and approach to negotiation. Advanced negotiation tactics, employing sophisticated tactics such as making the first offer, using silence, and strategic concessions to influence the negotiation process. Building leverage, identifying and using leverage points to strengthen your position and create perceived value. Psychological aspects of negotiation, understanding and utilizing psychological principles to influence and persuade your counterpart. Handling complex negotiations, navigating multi-party negotiations, cross-cultural negotiations, and high-stakes scenarios with confidence and skill. A well-crafted negotiation plan is the cornerstone of successful negotiation. It provides direction, clarity, and a framework for achieving your objectives. Set clear, specific objectives. Knowing precisely what you want to achieve in a negotiation helps you stay focused and measure your success. Define your goals in precise terms. For example, instead of aiming to secure a good deal, specify that you want to negotiate a 10% discount on bulk orders. Prioritize goals and determine concessions. Not all goals are equally important. Prioritizing helps you know where you can be flexible and where you must stand firm. List your objectives and rank them in order of importance. Identify which areas you are willing to concede on to achieve higher priority goals. Understand your counterpart's goals and constraints. Insight into the other party's objectives and limitations allows you to find mutually beneficial solutions and anticipate their negotiation tactics. Conduct thorough research, including their business interests, previous negotiation patterns, and any external factors influencing their position. Develop a flexible approach. Flexibility allows you to adapt to new information and changing dynamics during negotiation. Prepare for different scenarios by developing alternative plans and being ready to adjust your strategy as needed. Knowing your best alternative to a negotiated agreement, or BATNA, is critical for an effective negotiation strategy. BATNA is a key concept in negotiation that refers to the most favorable course of action you can take if negotiations fail to reach an agreement. It's essentially your backup plan, the alternative solution you have prepared if negotiations don't go as planned. Understanding your BATNA gives you leverage and strengthens your negotiating position. For example, if you're negotiating a contract with a potential client and have another client ready to offer a similar deal, your BATNA is strong. If the current negotiation fails, you can fall back on the other client, which gives you more confidence and bargaining power. A strong BATNA gives you leverage. It enhances your bargaining position. When you know you have a good alternative, you can negotiate from a position of strength rather than feeling pressured to accept less favorable terms. You can walk away if the deal isn't meeting your expectations, knowing that you have another option. Increases confidence. Entering a negotiation knowing you have a solid alternative in place boosts your confidence. This helps you avoid making unnecessary concessions out of fear of losing the deal. Confidence also enhances how the other party perceives your authority, making them more likely to respect your position. Helps you set realistic goals. Understanding your BATNA helps you set realistic limits. It allows you to define the minimum terms you're willing to accept and recognize when it's time to walk away. If the deal doesn't meet or exceed your BATNA, you'll know the negotiation isn't worth pursuing. Prevents desperation. If you don't have a BATNA, you might feel forced to accept a deal out of desperation. This puts you in a weaker position, often leading to agreements that are less favorable to you. Having a BATNA ensures you don't feel trapped into accepting bad terms. Improves decision-making. A clear BATNA gives you an objective point of comparison. When faced with multiple offers or scenarios during a negotiation, you can assess each option against your BATNA to determine whether it's worth pursuing. This prevents you from making impulsive decisions based on emotions or pressure. To develop a strong BATNA, identify alternatives. Before entering any negotiation, explore all possible alternatives. If you're negotiating with a supplier, research other suppliers that can meet your needs. If you're negotiating a partnership, look for other potential partners that offer similar opportunities. Evaluate and improve your options. Once you've identified your alternatives, evaluate them to determine which provides the best outcome. Look for ways to improve your alternatives by negotiating with other parties or enhancing your ability to fall back on them. Know the other party's BATNA. Just as it's important to know your own BATNA, understanding the other party's BATNA can give you insight into their negotiation strategy. If their alternatives are weak, you may have more negotiating power. If they have a strong BATNA, you may need to adjust your approach accordingly. In any negotiation, your BATNA is your safety net. It gives you the power to walk away from an unfavorable deal, knowing you have another option available. Mastering advanced tactics can significantly enhance your ability to influence the negotiation process and achieve favorable outcomes. Here are some key tactics that can give you an edge. Making the first offer is one powerful negotiation tactic. This approach can set the tone and anchor the discussion in your favor. The first offer establishes an anchor point, which can influence the negotiation range. It allows you to control the initial scope of the negotiation. However, if the first offer is too high or too low, it might be dismissed outright, or you might leave value on the table. Base your first offer on thorough research and understanding of the market, ensuring it is ambitious yet reasonable. Silence is a powerful tool in negotiation that can create pressure and prompt the other party to fill the void with concessions or additional information. Silence can signal confidence and patience, making the other party more likely to reveal their position or make concessions. After making a proposal or counteroffer, pause and remain silent. Let the other party break the silence, which often leads to valuable insights or concessions. Pausing at strategic moments can create discomfort for the other party, prompting them to provide more information or adjust their position. Concessions are a natural part of negotiation, but how and when you make them can significantly impact the outcome. The timing and order of concessions can influence the other party's perception of value and fairness. Make concessions incrementally and ensure each concession is reciprocated with something of value from the other party. For example, if negotiating a long-term contract, offering a small discount after securing a significant term, such as a longer contract duration, can show good faith without sacrificing too much value. Thoughtful concessions can build goodwill and foster a collaborative atmosphere, leading to better long-term relationships. Frame concessions as mutual gains and highlight their benefits to both parties. Leverage is crucial in negotiations, as it influences the balance of power and can significantly affect the outcomes. Understanding and building your leverage points will strengthen your position and increase your chances of securing favorable terms. Knowing where the power lies in a negotiation helps you identify your leverage points. Assess the strengths and weaknesses of both parties. Consider factors like market conditions, alternative options, and the urgency of the negotiation. If you have multiple potential suppliers, but your current supplier depends heavily on your business, you have more leverage in negotiating better terms. Demonstrating your strengths and having solid alternatives increases your negotiation power. Clearly articulate your value proposition and be prepared to walk away if your minimum conditions are not met. In a contract negotiation, showcasing your company's successful track record and having other interested clients as backup options can strengthen your position. Perceived value can be as powerful as actual value. Creating a perception of high value can sway the negotiation in your favor. Highlight unique benefits, exclusivity, and additional value that you bring to the table. When negotiating a service contract, emphasizing the superior quality of your service, exclusive access to certain features, and personalized support can create a perception of higher value, justifying a higher price. How you present your offers can significantly impact the other party's perception of their value. Use positive framing, emphasize benefits over costs, and present options to make your offers more attractive. Deadlines can create a sense of urgency, compelling the other party to make decisions more quickly. Set clear deadlines for responses and decisions, and communicate the consequences of delays. In a sales negotiation, offering a limited-time discount can prompt quicker decisions and encourage the other party to close the deal. Being aware of pressure tactics helps you counteract them and avoid making rushed decisions. Stay calm under pressure, question the legitimacy of the deadlines, and negotiate for more time if needed. If a client insists on an immediate decision, calmly requesting additional time to review the terms can help you make a more informed and deliberate choice. Understanding the psychological dynamics at play in negotiations can give you a significant advantage. Negotiation outcomes are heavily influenced by human emotions and cognitive biases. A cognitive bias is a tendency to think in a way that leads to mistakes or poor decisions. It happens when our brain takes shortcuts, causing us to misjudge situations or favor certain ideas without realizing it. Anchoring bias occurs when individuals rely too heavily on the first piece of information, the anchor, they receive. If the first offer in a negotiation is significantly high or low, subsequent discussions are influenced by this initial figure. Confirmation bias is the tendency to search for, interpret, and remember information in a way that confirms one's preconceptions. A negotiator might selectively focus on information that supports their position while ignoring evidence that contradicts it. Overconfidence bias is excessive confidence in one's own answers or judgments. Overestimating your negotiation skills or the strength of your position can lead to unrealistic expectations and missed opportunities. Understanding that these biases exist is the first step in mitigating their effects. Seek diverse perspectives, use objective data to support decisions, and be open to feedback and new information. Regularly review your negotiation strategy to identify potential biases and adjust your approach accordingly. Influencing techniques are used to change or guide someone's thoughts, decisions, or actions. They can play a significant role in successful negotiations. Reciprocity is the principle that people feel obliged to return favors. Offering a small concession early in the negotiation can prompt the other party to reciprocate with a concession of their own. Social proof is the tendency for people to look to others to determine what is correct or appropriate. Highlighting endorsements or testimonials from other respected clients can create a sense of trust and encourage the other party to agree to your terms. Appeal to authority. People tend to follow and respect the opinions of experts. Citing industry experts or authoritative sources to back up your position can strengthen your arguments. People naturally want to act in ways that are consistent with what they've said or done before. Once people commit to something, they are more likely to follow through with it. Getting the other party to acknowledge the value you offer early on can lead to greater bargaining power later in the negotiation. To be an effective negotiator, it is important to recognize and manage your emotions throughout the process. Understand your own emotional triggers and responses. Reflect on past negotiations to identify patterns in your emotional responses. If you tend to get frustrated when negotiations become challenging, practicing stress management techniques can help you stay calm. Control your emotions and stay composed under pressure. Practice deep breathing, take breaks, and focus on long-term goals rather than immediate frustrations. Build empathy and understanding. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. Empathy helps build rapport and trust, making it easier to find mutually beneficial solutions. Practice active listening, ask open-ended questions, and validate the other party's concerns. Negotiations can become particularly challenging when they involve multiple parties, cross-cultural elements, or high stakes. Successfully navigating these complexities requires preparation, strategic thinking, and adaptability. Multi-party negotiations often involve diverse interests and priorities, making it crucial to manage each stakeholder effectively. Identify key stakeholders, understand their interests, and map out their relationships and potential alliances. Achieving consensus among multiple parties can facilitate smoother negotiations and more sustainable agreements. Use joint problem-solving approaches, create subcommittees for specific issues, and focus on common goals. Cultural differences can impact communication styles, decision-making processes, and negotiation tactics. Research the cultural norms and values of the other party and adapt your approach to show respect and understanding. Flexibility in your negotiation strategy can bridge cultural gaps and foster mutual respect. Employ culturally appropriate negotiation techniques, be mindful of nonverbal cues, and use culturally relevant examples to illustrate your points. High-stakes negotiations often involve significant risks and rewards, requiring thorough preparation. Conduct detailed research, develop multiple scenarios, and have a clear understanding of your best alternative to a negotiated agreement. High-stakes negotiations can be stressful, but maintaining composure is key to making rational decisions. Use stress management techniques, stay focused on your objectives, and take breaks if needed to regroup. Mastering negotiation strategies and tactics is a critical skill for any entrepreneur. By understanding the importance of preparation and employing effective tactics, you can significantly enhance your chances of achieving favorable outcomes. As you continue to refine your negotiation skills, remember that each negotiation offers valuable lessons and opportunities for growth. In the next part of this series, we'll explore how to negotiate contracts, covering the essential elements and tactics for ensuring fair and favorable contract terms. Thank you for joining us in this exploration of negotiation strategy and tactics. Please like this video and subscribe to our channel to receive notifications about future videos.